Factorization is one of those strange techniques that you do in mathematics that you don't really ever know why you are doing it. You just do it because they're telling you to do so. However, if you take it a little bit further, if you think about word sums culminate in equations. And when it's a quadratic equation, more often than not, you will need factorization. Now, the word sums thing is very important because in real life, you will solve problems just about every day. And you need to learn the skill to take that problem statement and convert it into some kind of a solution statement. And word sums teach you how to do that. That's exactly what you're doing. You're getting a problem and you're converting it into a statement, which we call an equation. And factorization is one of the techniques that you need to solve that equation. So it's all part of a much bigger process. But it is important that you understand factorization for what it is. So if you look at the first question, they're giving you the straightforward clinical factorization to do. But you need to understand also that factorization is just about 4 or 5 different techniques. And everything else is a combination of that. So you need to look at those questions, number A, B, and C, and identify exactly what factorization technique you require for that, and then zoom in. The numbers can change, but the techniques are always the same. When we look at question number 2, it becomes a algebraic fraction, which is just like normal fractions, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, normal fractions. Nothing strange about that. However, you just need to factorize wherever you can factorize first. So there the factorization comes in as well. And then looking at question number 3, it's all about equations. Now, equations don't necessarily have to involve factorization. However, for question number C and question number D, you need to apply some kind of a factorization technique in order to solve for the variable. Remember, ultimately, it's about getting the x or the variable alone on the one side. So x is equal to something. That something is the solution to the equation. But you need to try and get x alone on the left-hand side. That's the whole purpose of equations. And for question number C and question number D, you just need to remember that factorization might also come into play there in order to solve the equation. So looking at number 4 then, lastly, it's a straightforward equation that you need to solve. Literally, it's a straightforward equation. You need to solve for x. We just call this literal equations because we are not working with numbers. We are working with other variables. But those other variables can be considered in the same way you would consider numbers. So you still need to go through the whole process of getting x alone on the left-hand side. Go through that whole equation as if the a's and the b's that you see there were just normal numbers and solve for x.